You don't think Philly can beat
Philly, it's over for Philly. It's over for Philly. It's over for Philly before it even starts. And by the way, when you have the amount of talent that Philly has,
Yep.
you can always put some stuff together.
Yeah.
But when 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 the public take over the narrative of your team, it's hard.
It's super hard.
It's hard because now it ain't just about the game. Now you're dealing with all of these other things
You
that
depressed.
can
It's a depressed
affect
energy.
the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They in a tough spot, man. They in a tough spot because now everything Joel do, everything he say is gonna be picked apart. Like,
Mhm.
and it just makes everything that much tougher. So then you ask yourself the question: none of those guys, and I repeat, none of them, except Kyle Lowry, has ever done it. And
Yeah.
so if you've never done it and you got to deal with these things to try to do it,
Yeah.
it's one thing if you won a championship and you know, like, all right, we won a championship, and because we've won a championship, we now know that this is coming with it because of that, right? Like,
Mhm.
but they got to deal with stuff that, and they ain't won no championship. So you
Bro,
don't know how to win a championship. And now you got to deal with all the extracurriculars and extra things that ends up coming with a team in the spotlight that's won a championship. And y'all don't even know how to do it. And you got
bro.
to do it with that weight on your shoulder? Man, that's hard, man. It's
Bro, you
hard
know
to
what
do
they
when you
are?
know how to do it, B.
Right? You
It's
know what
hard to
they
do it when
are?
you know how to do it. Who?
They are the desperate housewives of basketball. they they got so much drama going on. It's like, God damn, you got, and then you look at Kyle Lowry, he did it. You know what I mean? He trying to bring a championship pedigree. He probably, older. They got young guards. These dudes are way different than how Kyle Lowry came into the league, the
Yep.
dues he had to pay, you know what I mean, to even be a brand and to
Yeah.
have a name, and so they got to, you look at Tyrese Maxey, he's out, but he's
Yeah.
like, to me, he could be a superstar. Paul
Mm-hmm.
George, in and out, hurt. Embiid, in and out, hurt. They got so many injuries, but to your point, it ain't even that because they could just be off to a slow start. It's the energy of the media, of what's
Mm-hmm.
going on with Joel, of, I don't play back to backs. Oh, I'm just trolling. All that shit is just unfocused energy. They have the
Mm-hmm.
most unfocused energy, and I would say like cloud around them,
Yeah.
right? To where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to turn the Philadelphia 76ers into this year's Desperate Housewives. This is where all the drama is going to exist. We don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? And so, like, we're not talking about Philly about hooping
Yeah.
right now.
True.
You feel what I'm
And by
saying?
the
There's
way,
nothing coming out of Philly about hoop.
I'm gonna tell you something about that, B. That's a great point you make. I went through that last year.
Yep.
But nothing
Totally.
about me and it became this team was about basketball. It was
Totally.
about all the other shit. It's impossible to win that way.
It is.
It is
But
impossible.
it's a depression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like I'm watching y'all last year and I'm watching you last year, and it's like y'all trying to get out of a funk, but your frustration, anytime you get to the cusp of doing something like, oh shit, I got triggered. Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like,
Mhm.
that ain't even you. You know what I mean? The
Facts.
cloud. It's the cloud. You know
Facts.
what I mean? It's those little whispers, those secrets. The same thing you said was when Kurt say something to Steph or somebody rolling their eyes. Nobody's picking up on that because that cloud is hanging. So they
That's a
can't
fact.
they can't huddle and be like, come on, guys, like forget what everybody else is saying. This is about us. Let's be as real and as honest as we can so we can go be the best on the court. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But they
100%.
don't have a
So
message. They don't have a message. They don't have a slogan. Like what?
mhm.
What the hell is the like? What's the theme for the season with Philly?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we don't know. That's a fact. So you're saying Philly need to press the panic button, correct?
Absolutely.
New York Knicks, do they need to press the panic button or will they be fine?
They're gonna be fine.
Okay.
You
And
know the Knicks
lastly,
is my squad, bro. You know the Knicks is my squad.
absolutely. Okay.
I think the problem with the Knicks, here's my issue with the Knicks. You went out and got Karl Anthony Towns, right? It's a difference, non-difference in Julius Randle.
Mm-hmm.
You figured out the best way you played Thibodeau basketball was without Julius Randle.
Yeah. Yeah.
One
Who has
big.
not been good in Minnesota, by the way.
Yeah, who's been trying to figure his space out.
Mm-hmm.
So I want people to know, like, Karl Anthony Towns coming to New York does not guarantee anything. Julius Randle going to Minnesota does not guarantee anything. These men have to move their families, move into the city, just like you said, do all this media, and then figure out, like, what happened to me? And then not only that, who am I? Who am I on this team? How do I fit into the offense, the defense? Like, you gotta, like, it's gonna be a learning process for New York and Cat. You can have some high moments, some low moments, but I think he has to adjust, and Thibodeau got to adjust into figuring out, like, the Julius Randle shit didn't work. That's why I got rid of him. So if you got Cat over here, like, you got to figure out how to play scrappy, play fast, and best mobilize Cat, because he a better weapon for you than Julius Randle if you use him right.
100%. Well, I think it's even less about Julius Randle, though, and more about other guys. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson's out.
He's out.
And they lost Hardenstein. Hardenstein is with Oklahoma City. Neither one of those guys can walk on the same pavement that Cat can walk on as a basketball player. I get that. But fit is everything. And what someone brings to a team is everything. And where the Knicks is going to struggle more, I think, with Cat than, say, last year. They snuck up on people last year. Nobody thought they was going to. Now you're expected to be good. That's a different thing. But also, where I think with Cat, you're worse defensively for sure. And Jalen Brunson isn't a great defender. So now what ends up happening is it's not so much that it's like, oh, well, Cat isn't as good of a defender as Hardenstein or as a Mitchell Robinson. We get that, but it'll be fine. It's not totally and solely that, more so than you had one non-defender on the court out of 5. Now you got 2 non-defenders out of 5. You know what I'm saying? And when you start adding, I won't even say adding, when you start compiling non-defenders into one lineup, it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. When you got to hide one guy, it's doable. When you got to hide 2 guys and 3 guys, it's impossible.
They're your best and they're your best players.
Exactly. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
I think that's where the biggest struggle will be for this New York team is it's going to require OG, Michael, and Josh Hart. It's going to require them to be so good and fly around so much and try to cover so many things defensively that then you also then have to, once they have to do that, you then have to make sure that Jalen and Cat's attitude towards the defensive end.
Yeah, they gotta take that challenge, bro.
And not only do they have to take the challenge, but their attitude towards it can't be like, whatever on that end. Because if it is that way, the guys that are doing all of the work on that side of the ball are gonna be like, man, fuck this guy. Like, he don't want to give me nothing on this. Like, and then you start to have these clashes and stuff. And so those are all just the little games within the game that people don't understand, that you must know all of those things make a difference.